So we do. I call to order the October 27th, 2025 meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Would the secretary please take roll this evening?
Commissioner Gentry,
Here.
Commissioner Holmes,
Here.
Commissioner Hankins,
Here.
Commissioner Klinger's here, Commissioner Pfluger is not here, Commissioner Danilevich.
Here. We have a quorum. Everyone should have received a copy of the minutes from the September 22nd, 2025 meeting. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, may we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes?
So made.
Second. And all in favor?
Aye.
Hearing no opposed, that is approved. Okay, next up on the agenda for this evening, is there any communications?
No.
Okay. Moving on to item number 5, ordinance number 4325, variance from commercial sign regulations to allow a billboard. May we have staff report, please?
Yes, and this is the site of the Life Dispensary and Event Center, which just last month got board approval to locate here near the interstate. Now they are asking for signage in excess of what our code allows. Specifically, they would like a 42-foot tall, 1,472 square foot sign that is visible from the adjacent interstate. This is basically a billboard, but our code does not allow billboards or only allows billboards in industrial zoning, and this lot is zoned commercial general. So the variance is considering a freestanding sign that is both too tall and too large. It would not have a masonry base as our code requires, and it would have more electronic message board area than our code allows for commercial freestanding signs. Basically, the whole sign would be electronic message board. If this large sign is approved, then the entire site would have more sign area than permitted by code. Total sign area for commercial use is based on either lot frontage or building frontage. In this case, the total signage area on this lot should not exceed approximately 795 square feet. Total proposed signage comes out to 2,252 square feet. This is the large billboard, another smaller freestanding sign near the entrance, and wall-mounted signage proposed to be on the building, all added together. If not for the billboard, all the rest of the proposed signage would conform with our regulations, and staff is recommending approval of the variance. As long as all signage is consistent with what is proposed, we feel that this is an unusual situation to have this type of attraction right next to the interstate. Signs like this are all up and down I-3990. It really wouldn't be unusual for the area, and we hope this business attracts a lot of people off of the interstate into our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Is the applicant present? Please approach the podium to be sworn in.
Reed, can you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Reed Shostrom, 825 Lundvall Avenue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anything additional you'd like to share with the commissioners?
No, I just appreciate the opportunity to have this chance at having the billboard and the business in Machesney Park here.
Okay. Are there any questions for the applicant? Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. To open it up for discussion, could I have a motion to approve agenda item number 4?
So moved.
I'm sorry, 5.
Second.
Second? Okay. Any discussion?
What have we done in other locations as far as billboards are concerned? I know of 2 locations where the property that the billboard is on was unbuildable for a structure, and the highest best use of that property was a billboard, and we have allowed that.
Well, this
in
would be
terms-
on the same property as the actual business. This isn't like any kind of remnant where this would be allowed. This would be just an additional freestanding sign on the same property where this business would be located.
Right, it's not off-site advertising. The sign is for their business to entice people to get off the interstate at this location. And because it's on an interstate that's, you know,
Elevated.
way up high,
Elevated.
it is high like interstate signs are.
So how does it compare to 251 and 173? That's, is it the same size?
I do not know
Hmm.
about the size of that sign. I did not look that up.
I believe it's smaller, pardon me.
Smaller than that one?
The new one is smaller or the one on,
The proposed one would be smaller than the billboard. That's a 251 and 173.
I mean, initially I'm opposed to, it's just every violation, not violation, but you know, it doesn't mean anything. So to have that site, but with I-90 there, I think we need to rewrite that rule out there. So
Well, and I
to
will-
make it conforming.
I will indicate this is part of a significant negotiation between this development and the village, and the various elements that were part of this development have been vetted through staff deeply. And this was one of the things that the village agreed. We didn't agree on your behalf, but it suggested that this would be an appropriate request.
Why can't we finish the base?
Well, it's really large.
I understand, but
And
even if it wasn't brick, at least cover the pole, at least have something conformed.
well, it'll be a typical type of pole that you see holding up a billboard.
No, I understand. I just,
is there a base for the one on 173?
No.
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 Well, because it's so tall, I mean, you can't go 42 foot.
No, I understand you can't do stone or brick,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, and really,
You could, but-
even if the bottom was masonry, it wouldn't really be visible to anybody.
Yeah, definitely not from the interstate. Maybe if you're right down on there.
Frankly, people on 173 won't see this so much.
Yeah,
Because it's,
it's way up there.
it is up for the interstate.
I guess my question is, since this exceeds the signage for this property,
Mhm.
is it just for the initial property? Because I know that they were talking about some other areas.
Yeah,
in
just
that-
for this lot 11 in the subdivision.
Okay. Because, I mean, as we add more businesses, are they going to want to put more in there that would it end up
Yeah,
looking
well-
cluttered or something?
what are we starting?
Well, they're not going to change the sign if they, I don't,
No, what,
I don't
the other businesses out there. He's got it, I want it too.
Well, they wouldn't have frontage on the interstate like
yeah,
this.
this
this one
is the only
does.
one with frontage on the interstate. So it wouldn't be practical for that. And it's not something the village has agreed to and probably wouldn't recommend.
It seems like there's more out there than that.
Any other? Jim?
Yeah, on findings of fact number 4, the granting of variation will not be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to other property. Strictly speaking, I agree with that. However, it does encourage, you put up one monument sign or one tall billboard, whatever we're going to call it. It encourages others to do the same. And pretty soon we've got a billboard garden out there. Now, I find those tall signs to be kind of helpful when I'm traveling. But it seems like it encourages people to outdo the next guy, and pretty soon we've got too many.
I feel like this is a different situation with this specific type of business. We wouldn't want this for a fast food restaurant or something, but this is a real destination business, and it would help people find it.
It is our only access for I-90. So if you're talking about signs that would be to publish things to I-90, this one is unique to its property. I don't see how a proliferation of other signs could occur, quite honestly. I mean, there's no other, we're not going to approve something just on a piece of farm ground out somewhere, because that would be a completely different situation. And it would violate other sections of the state, of the federal statute. This is allowed because it's on their property. If some owner of a vacant piece wanted to put up a billboard sign, honestly, they can't. without going through an extensive process and getting a federal permit, which are not freely given out.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay. Do the commissioners agree with the findings of fact?
Yes.
Yes.
May we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Gentry,
Yes.
Commissioner Klingler's yes, Commissioner Hankins,
Yes.
Commissioner Danilovich.
Yes. So this will go forward with a positive recommendation to the Planning and Economic Development meeting on November 3rd at 5:30. You should attend that meeting as well. Okay, next up on the agenda, item number 6. And I presume we're going
Yeah,
to talk
I'll
about
do.
6 and 7 together. So ordinance number 3925, variance from mobile home district requirements and zoning map amendment from single-family residential district to the mobile home district. Staff report, please.
Yep, pretty lengthy staff reports. These 2 items pertain to the mobile home court on Rainbow Lane. This has been a pre-existing non-conforming mobile home court ever since it was annexed into the village in 1983. Records indicate that the previous owner was aware of this as far back as 1985 when they tried to replace a mobile home, and because of the non-conforming status, the village would not allow it. We have not allowed new mobile homes to be brought to the site. We have not permitted any sheds, decks, or anything in this property because of the non-conforming status. Clearly, things have been built there without permits. We suspect interior work has been done to the mobile homes as well, just to keep them, livable without permits. And we are concerned with how safe some of these mobile homes may be. The property is owned single-family residential, which only permits 1 single-family home here. And there are several things about this mobile home court that do not comply with our mobile home district requirements, even if the property were zoned properly. The variance from our mobile home district requirements and the zoning map amendment to the mobile home district have both been applied for because the current owner of the property would like to replace mobile homes on the property, and they would like to make improvements to the private road and so forth. We can only permit those things if the property is conforming with the requirements in our zoning code and zoned properly. Staff is recommending approval of variances from 12 of the requirements listed as performance standards in the mobile home zoning district. We are okay with the land being smaller than the 20 acres that our code requires for mobile home parks. We are okay with there not being any recreational open space here. We are okay with there not being any aggregate outdoor storage area for residents to use here. We are okay with the proposed plans for the improvements to the private roadway and the striped parking stalls that do not exactly comply with our code requirements. We're okay with the lack of sidewalks between parking stalls and the mobile homes. We are okay with the fact that there is not parking stalls at each mobile home. And we are okay with the fact that utilities are not underground. These are some of the criteria in our code that would be required for conforming mobile home development that this pre-existing development does not comply with. And we are recommending variances from all of those requirements to keep those things the way that they currently are. But when it comes to how many mobile homes and storage sheds are here, how close they are together, and how close they are to the property boundaries, these are requirements that we would like new mobile homes and permitted structures to comply with. Our code requires all mobile homes and other permitted structures to be at least 20 feet away from each other. Our code also requires all mobile homes and other permitted structures to be at least 25 feet from that outer property boundary. That standard in particular is impossible to comply with on a lot this narrow, so staff is recommending a variance to require only a 5-foot distance from that outside property boundary to mobile homes and other structures. Right now, there are mobile homes that are less than a foot from that property boundary, and there are some mobile homes that are only 4 feet away from each other. As I said, our recommendation is that these minimum required distances would apply to only new mobile homes and permitted structures. We recommend that all mobile homes and other structures be inspected. If they are all up to code, that's great. We can allow them to stay where they are. If they need to be repaired and brought up to code, that's great. The title holder of the mobile home will just need to fix what needs to be fixed to make their homes safe. If we find that any structures are beyond repair, then that structure needs to be removed. Any structure destroyed by fire or other disaster would also need to be removed. And if new structures or mobile homes are brought to the site to replace them, then they need to comply with those requirements that they be at least 20 feet away from other mobile homes and permitted structures, and they be at least 5 feet away from that outside boundary. Also, every mobile home gets only one storage building. That's a requirement in our code. What is there now can stay, but if they are removed or destroyed, we are going to make sure that any replacement sheds or new sheds, that there's only one per mobile home. Like I said, that is a regulation in our code that has been ignored through the years when things have been built without permits. Furthermore, our code requires there be at least 6,000 square feet of land area per mobile home. This density regulation would limit there to being no more than 26 mobile homes on a lot of this size. As of the date of the application that was submitted to make this use conforming, there were 29 mobile homes and another residential structure on the property. If any mobile homes are removed or destroyed, our recommendation is that they cannot be replaced if, in doing so, the total number of mobile homes would then exceed that density limit of 26 mobile homes. So that outlines the variances that we are recommending approval for and the mobile home district regulations that we would like any new mobile homes and other structures to comply with. Additionally, we recommend that if these variances are approved, that a registry of mobile home title holder information must be provided to the village by January 30th. As mentioned, all mobile homes, decks, stairs, and other structures will need to be inspected by a village contracted building inspector. This site is served by a private well, and we are recommending that private well testing be required and findings be provided to the village by May 1st. If there are contaminants, that will need to be remedied before we can permit any new mobile homes or other structures to be brought to the property. Right now, there's kind of a hodgepodge of fencing around the outside of the property and various types of fencing in various conditions. But we'd like new privacy fencing, 6 feet tall, all the same color, same material to be installed around the entire outside of the property. Any fencing that's within the property that does not comply with our regulations must be removed. Travel trailers, campers, and RVs are prohibited from being parked and stored at this property. Proposed improvements to Rainbow Lane, as you see in the site plan up there, those do need to start getting underway. We'd like permits for those improvements to be applied for by February 27th. And the improvements would need to actually be completed by February 27th of 2027. And lastly, all of these variances that I went over, they are contingent on the zoning change being approved. And that's the next item. With the variances, the site would actually now qualify to be zoned properly in the mobile home district rather than the single family residential district. And staff is recommending approval of that zoning change with the proper zoning and the variances. Then we can actually issue permits for improvements to be made. Those permits, those improvements would be inspected and everything would be a lot safer in this development. Thank you.
Thank you. Is the applicant,
Did you have any questions?
do we have any questions for staff since with
It
all
was a
the,
lot.
There was a lot
there.
I think I have a few for
Okay.
staff.
okay.
Why would we allow a private common well when public water is available?
Well, that the well is there, and based on the testing, they may need to connect to public water. That's
I think, if I might comment, Carrie,
Mhm.
underpinning all of this is the fact that this facility, this mobile home park has existed as far back as the 50s. And we're trying to, one, if these variances and these applications are approved, no person will be dislocated from their current mobile home and everyone will be able to stay. There are conditions about if a house is not, if a mobile home structure is from a life safety standpoint a danger, that'll be a different story. And that's to protect the public. But there's a lot of issues that date way back. And as long as the common well is tested and is properly operated and not contaminated, I mean, we've been in contact with the owner of the park since for the last 2 years. And this is a culmination of many discussions.
It's obvious that there's been a lot of work by staff put into this. I'm just wondering, and I would be one of the last people in these trying economic times to throw somebody out of their home. But if it's existed for 55 years, why is there a need to do anything?
Well, because the owner would like to make improvements there and we cannot allow it because of the nonconformity, because it's not zoned properly, and to even qualify to be zoned properly, we have to consider these variances from the regulations in the mobile home district. That's what kind of spurred this. And then she started bringing RVs to the property, and when we wouldn't allow her to replace them with mobile homes, and that's not permitted at all. And she'd like to make improvements to the road. It's a really, bad road going back there, but we can't issue permits for those types of things when it's a non-conforming trailer park.
And it is arguably a lawfully established pre-existing non-conforming use. And the rules with regard to those types of uses is they can continue to exist, but you can't expand them. If there is a deterioration to remove one, then there's an effort to, over time, to do the best you can to bring it into compliance. And with these variances, you can't totally bring this into compliance because it's too small a piece of property for the use, but Carrie has done a great job in outlining the various variances that will allow this thing to continue to function.
If I could be allowed to continue, are any of the homes rental units?
We do not know. We don't know how many are owned by the property owner, how many are owned by who lives there, how many are being rented out. That's information that we would like to get. That's one of the conditions, is that we get that title holder information. But I do not know how many are rented or how many are owned.
Do we know how sewage is provided?
There's sewer there.
Are they connected to the?
Yeah. Yeah, this is not on a septic.
Okay. Any other questions for staff? Is the applicant present? Please approach to be sworn in.
Attorney Stubbs, can you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Blake Stubbs, STUBBS of Noonan and Lieberman. We're at 33 North LaSalle, Suite 1150 in Chicago, Illinois, zip code 60602.
Thank you very
Thank
much, Mr. Chair.
Is there anything additional you'd like to share with the commission?
Yes, and I do briefly want to address Commissioner Hankins' question. I don't know the specifics for this particular manufactured home community, but I do know in general for these types of communities, typically the resident owns the manufactured home unit, but rents the land on which it sits. I don't know if that helps clarify anything for you. But again, as to this specific park, I don't have any information for the commission on that particular issue. The main thing I want to bring up, though, is the number of units that were mentioned in the staff report, which my understanding is the staff report was received by my client on Wednesday. My client had originally been of the understanding that this would be that the arrangement would be for 40 units in the park rather than 26. And this was something that she had gone over with and had a drawing prepared by Lauren Downing of Arc Design, which I believe the village has worked with on other matters in the past, is my understanding. 26 26 lots is not really going to be a workable solution here for really a couple of reasons. Number one, the staff report does mention that at the time of the variance application, there were 29 units in the park. And while approving the variances as the staff report currently recommends, would not immediately displace anybody. I would point out that if a unit were to be required to be moved away, it couldn't be immediately replaced, and so it would result in somebody being displaced. That's the first problem. The second problem, and I think the bigger picture problem, is what we're looking at here is an affordable housing issue. And I would point the commission to Section 1 of the Mobile Home Park Act, 215 ILCS 115/1, in which the General Assembly states as part of its intention in enacting that statute that mobile home parks and the manufactured homes that reside within them are an important source of affordable housing for Illinois citizens. And for this park in particular, my understanding, based on information I've received from my client, is that the average lot rent for this park is approximately $450 a month. And I've also been told, I don't know exactly how accurate this is. You would likely know better than I would, but I've been told that the average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Machesney Park is about $1,500 a month. So more than triple what the average lot rent is in this park. So anybody who would have to move out of this park on short notice, would be very difficult, if not impossible, for them to immediately find comparable replacement housing. The second big picture issue is, with only 26 lots worth of monthly rent, it would be very difficult, if not impossible, for my client to cover the mortgage for the land, let alone any other operating expenses, of which, as I'm sure you are aware, there are many. So for all of those reasons, I think that the 26 number is not going to be a workable solution here. I would also, just as one last issue, mention that my client has had some discussions with Fire Deputy Chief Kevin Briggs, and he did a little drive-through with his truck of the park, and didn't seem to find any density issues. Just doing a rough drive-through, and based on that, his impression was that density would likely not be an issue from a fire safety standpoint. And last thing I'll say on that point is that one of these units, I believe, did catch fire in January of 2024, is my understanding, and that fire did not spread to any of the other units, did not cause any damage to any of the other units other than that one. So that's really all I have to add. I'm happy to answer any questions that any of you might have.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant? Tim?
When you say the number of 29 units is untenable, does that mean you don't intend to follow the recommendations of staff?
Well, I guess it's not really so much that, it's more that my client was under the impression that that an agreement had been worked out for to site 40 lots for manufactured homes in this park, and was caught a little off guard by staff's recommendation of 26.
I'm Attorney Stubbs, I'm gonna have to comment. The applicant submitted the site plan with 42 sites on it. The village, in no conversation that I was involved in, ever told the applicant that that was going to be okay, that was going to be something that the village could support. it certainly spurred a lot of discussion. And it's been a process of 2 years, so. But she submitted the site plan for 42, the village has never signed off on or indicated that they would accept 42. So I'm not sure how she had that impression, but. Well, and one other thing. She bought the property sometime shortly before January of 2024 without contacting the village, without getting a zoning letter from the village to confirm that the property did or did not have any issues. We first became aware of the new ownership when the fire occurred. So also.
I'd just like to make the comment, you cited the Affordable Housing Act. We are not, I can't speak for the other commissioners, but I am not opposed to mobile homes. We just want it done safely and with a plan in mind so that it's a quality housing development.
Absolutely, and my client agrees with that goal, which is why, to staff's point, my client does want to make substantial improvements to the park so that everyone who lives there can have better conditions. And my understanding is that there are some residents of the park that are here tonight.
Okay, any other questions for the applicant? Okay, you may be seated. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
So now is time for public comment. Your name will be called. You can approach the podium, be sworn in for your comment. If, as we're going through this, if you are just going to repeat what somebody else has said, you can deny coming up to say anything additional. Just say that you have nothing further to add. With that, anything else to add?
No.
Okay. So first on the list is Alan Leone. Would you like to approach to be sworn in?
I am going to swear in each of you as you come up, so just come to the podium. If you could raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
I do.
Name and address for the record, please.
Alan Leone, 150 Landing Gear, Machesney Park.
Thank you.
Thank you. What would you like to add, sir?
Actually, my comments are about the zoning map for warehousing in commercial property.
Oh,
That's the next
Oh,
item.
that's the
That's the
next
next
one.
item. I don't,
Yeah.
so,
okay. I'll call you back up when we get to that one then.
okay.
Next up on the list is Libby Murray.
Ms. Murray, would you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
I do.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Libby Murray, 118 Harlem Road, Chesney Park.
Thank you. What would you like to share with the commission?
Well, I own 8 trailers in there.
I'm
And
sorry, say it again.
I own 8 trailers
In the park?
in the trailer park.
Okay.
And as far as I know, the trailer park itself does not own any of the trailers. Everyone owns their own trailer. The trailers I own, I rent them out. I make them livable, I fix them up, I make them look really nice. And rent them out so people can have a nice place plus affordable. For a 2-bedroom in the park, I get $975. Out of the $975, I pay $505 lot rent on each trailer. And the other, of course, there's things that happen, that you have to maintain. But I do all my skirtings, I do all windows, I fix them up, really nice.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to make people have a better place for less. So that's all I got to say. And I would like the new paved road.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank
You may
you.
be seated. Next is Mary Valance. Oh, okay, thank you, sorry.
Thank you.
Next, Carol Reblock, Reblock? Hello.
Hello, can you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes.
Name and address for the record.
Carol Rebelak, and my address is 1027 Maple Avenue. And I live in Machesney as well.
Thank you.
I grew up out there. My mom lives there, is Mary Francis, and my sister currently lives out there. I kind of believe that we're here for different reasons than what the attorneys are here for. We were under the impression that this person was buying the mobile home park to make things better for the people that currently live there. And that being said, she has continually raised the rent without doing anything, except for getting fines from doing things that she's not supposed to. They would like things done currently, you know, to make things better livable in the trailer court than to just see it become a money hub. There are people that are low income there. There are people who are sick that are there. And there are people who want to be there. They have no other place to go. And there are people there that want to fix their homes. And they don't have a lot of money, but they need time to do these things. We appreciate that someone has bought it that want to do things to make it better. But that hasn't happened except for just raise money for things that she has done on her own. So yeah, we are in agreement upon wanting things to be done, just not to, I mean, I guess she wants to just, you know, put more trailers in there to make it better, but we would like to have it fixed even as it is. So that's all I have to say.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Next on the list, boy, I can't see this.
Mary Cotter? maybe?
You pass? Yeah. Okay. Tom Argyle?
Mr. Argyle, if you could raise your right hand, you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you. Name and address for the record.
9516 Lawson Drive, Tom Argyle, Machesney Park.
Thank you.
My concern is the growth of the trailer park. I live on the outskirts of it. And you want to go to 40 units, you want to put, but I understand storage. Is that going to benefit my home value? Putting in more trailers is not going to bring up my property value, I don't think. And that's where my concern's at. I want to make sure that my property is protected from dropping in value because I have trailer parks expanding next to me. I live, you know, right behind the church. It's not far from it. I have several neighbors that have the same feeling. The trailer park's been there forever. We accept that. We'd love to see it fixed up. 40 units, that is just brings in thoughts and worries of what's going on with Min's Road. We don't want to see that kind of thing carried on. We don't know what kind of operation they've got planned. They're going to have to buy more land to expand to 40 units, I would think. They're going to have to, you know, swell out, and that's going to affect our property values. That's my concern.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Next, Lisa Booth.
Ms. Booth, could you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Name and address for the record.
Lisa Booth, 9305 North Second, number 34.
Thank you.
My question is, if you change it to mobile home park, does that affect how much she can raise our rent? Not at
We
all?
don't know. I mean,
No.
she can ask to raise the rent as much as.
But I
she-
mean, it's not
her
like different
prerogative.
depending on what it's zoned.
No, the zoning just actually is what's allowed to be there. So right now, it's just not zoned properly. So it's really adjusting the map to have those mobile homes there. So that would not stipulate anything.
Okay, that's all I needed. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm her husband, I'm gonna pass.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Buck. Next, Susan Athrens? Aaron's? Pass, okay. Deborah Brosman?
Deborah Brosnan, I'll pass.
Okay.
Thank you.
And next on the list is a Janie Hollenbach? Oh,
Close.
sorry about that.
No worries.
Could you raise your right hand? Sounds swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Name and address for the record, please.
Janine Holmblad, and the address is 870 Needle Point Drive in Machesney Park.
Thank you.
I'm actually my backyard literally looks into the trailer park. I love the people that live there. I love the trees and the atmosphere, but the trailers themselves are in serious disrepair. We knew that when we purchased our property 3 years ago. Since moving in, we have seen them replacing roofs and things like that. But there's a serious concern, first of all, with the safety, like you talked about. We do frequently get the odor of the gas coming through. I believe they're all on, forgive me, I don't remember what it's called. But it's not the city gas, it's the tanks type gas. Is it? Okay, because I know we've smelled it frequently.
And there was some leaks there that the gas company did.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because that was a concern. You know, as I said, I love having these people there. They're great people. I've met several of them. I've talked to them and I've gotten to know a lot of my neighbors and I love them dearly. But the properties themselves, they really need to be repaired. And I think that really needs to be something to consider, especially if you're talking about adding more units to this. 40 units is a lot for this size land. And I don't think that that's something that's feasible. And I think it's going to be something that's going to impact home values all around Machesney.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next, Robert Gilmore? Pillmore, sorry.
Mr. Billmore, would you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Name and address for the record, please.
Robert Pillmore, 870 Needle Point Drive.
Thank you.
We've been there for about 3 years, and these aren't trailer homes anymore. These are sheds. They're decrepit. We see tarps every Christmas. We see the Christmas tarps come out. We see a lot of structures that have obviously got a lot of damage. They haven't been kept up. I don't know, you said that this is a property that's been there since the 50s. The trailers look like they're maybe from 1970, 65. And they just, it looks like it's a problem that's just been kicked down the road and kicked down the road. And when does it end? You know, as Mr. Stubbs said, he wants 40 units to make it work. I don't see 40 units in there. There's no way that you can put 40 units in that small plot. I don't know if any of you have been through there, but there's just no way. So basically what I'm hearing is that nothing is going to change in terms of they'll improve the road, but it'll be the same shacks on the property.
We are recommending that all of the structures be inspected and
Okay.
repairs be made to bring everything up to code. And if
So-
they are too far gone, they will need to be removed. That is our
Okay.
staff recommendation.
I mean, so it's just a recommendation. Is that enforceable?
Well, it depends how the village board ultimately votes on this. That's what we're
Okay.
recommending. Ultimately, it'll be up to the village board.
If it's approved in this fashion, yes, that would be it.
Okay. I mean, people should not be living in those kinds of structures. I know that there are several that have weak floors and holes in the roof and animals in their out structures. We see it a lot. It's just not the way people should live. And it just, looks like a problem that's just continually kicked down the road and not addressed, and it's time for it to be addressed. Address it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Chris Studebaker?
Mr. Studebaker, could you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Name and address for the record, please.
Chris Studebaker, 850 Needle Point Drive, Machesney Park.
Thank you.
So my main concern is fire safety. So I guess I disagree with the variances being passed in terms that it would just be mostly to add more properties to get it up to that 40 to 44 number thereabouts. It just seems like a cash grab to me. And with that density and that proximity to each other, I mean, looking at the diagram, we've seen, that some of these are 1 feet from the privacy fence. And I should say that I live right to the south, and I do have the view of the trailer park, and the privacy fence is probably about 3 feet from the trailer closest to me. But I've seen these last couple fires that happened over there, January 2024. Conjecture, perhaps, but that it was a frozen gas line or frozen plumbing under the trailer that they tried to thaw with a blowtorch. The trailer caught on fire, killed the cats inside of it, and that fire was scared from the backyard. It was ablaze. After that, there was a detached garage fire that occurred. And when I think about there being 40 to 44 properties, we see that, ideally in a new trailer park, properties 20 feet from each other, 25 feet from property lines, not one. It can catch and spread so quickly. Maybe the fire chief didn't see what I'm seeing, but not only the trailers close to each other, but the structures, the decks, the cobbled together things that are bolted on, and the trees, and lots of trees. And these trees are not in great shape either. Some of these look like a gust of wind will knock a huge limb down, and I fear for the safety of the people living in the trailers. These are some heavy limbs that can fall on the trailer roofs. But so fire safety is my greatest risk or greatest concern. Along with that, not recreational fire pits, but debris burning year round. Outside the 2 burning months for leaves, during daylight hours, whenever, thick plumes of black smoke. I don't think it's leaves, but I'll leave it to the imagination. But any of those can catch the structures. I've seen the fires very close to the property line, very close to the privacy fence. Second and last concern is noise. So oftentimes there's fights out there, cursing, shouting, profanities. I've called the non-emergency police. I'll admit it before because it got very heated. I thought somebody was going to get punched or worse, and it's happened more than once. There's times I don't let the kids play in the backyard because I don't want them to be exposed to this, especially when they're younger. Also, there's a lot of construction noise going on. I know an effort's being made to fix these things, but to me, it just seems that it's a year-round drone. It sounds like a reciprocating saw or something cutting down walls inside the trailers, and it never ends. It goes year-round, and I feel like that it'll be exacerbated. It'll get worse with that many more trailers. The noise issue. There have been tenants that have come and gone that have blasted their speakers day and night, even early in the morning. Kids not being able to get to sleep because of bass. They're gone, thankfully. And not to say there haven't been good tenants there, because I've gotten to know some of the people. I had a guy, never caught his name. He moved out, but he would always return my kids' balls, and they got them over the fence. Thanked him numerous times. And special shout out to a man named Joey in the trailer park. My kid lost his drone over the fence, and Joey helped explore and find it for us. So good tenants along with bad tenants, but any problems that I've experienced so far would just be almost twofold increased with the higher density. So thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Should we clarify that the staff recommendation is to allow the current number of mobile homes, which is 29,
29.
29, not 40. and to ultimately, over time, reduce it down to 26. So just to clarify.
Last on the list, Mark Dwyer. Oh, Davenport. I'm sorry about that.
Mr. Davenport, you always swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
I
truth.
do.
Thank you. Name and address for the record.
Davenport, 9305 North Second Street, trailer 6.
Thank
you.
And I moved in there 9 years ago approximately. And when I moved in, my trailer was a complete disaster. And I put over 40,000 into it to fix it up and make it a nice, decent, livable home. And now without these going through and the road, it just tears our vehicles up and, you know, more payments to make where we can't fix our places up. So, and you know, yeah, every place has problems, like some of these guys are saying, but that's part of human life. So with that, I thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Is there anybody else who would like to comment that maybe didn't sign up for the sheet? Okay, thank you very much. So we'll close public comment then. And next, to open up for discussion, can I have a motion to approve? We're going to first talk about item number 6, ordinance number 3925. Motion to approve agenda item number 6 with the conditions listed.
So made.
And second?
Second.
Okay, discussion.
Yes, I want to clarify this. The positive recommendation, if we vote for that, it is to help the residents in the property better themselves.
That's how I feel making this
Okay.
recommendation.
Allow.
They would allow proper, permits to be issued to make improvements that are inspected to make sure everything is safe. It would allow the road to be improved.
Thank you.
Jim?
The general perception of mobile homes, although I think it could be argued both ways, but the general perception is that a mobile home is more affordable than a permanent residence. I don't follow the logic that if the owner wants to make improvements, that the rent is going to stay the same, the lot rent, or be affordable. Logically, it just doesn't follow for me. And when I asked the council for the owner if 29 units meant that the owner was not going to follow through with improvements, I'm not sure I heard an answer.
Oh,
I'm not sure what you mean.
Does that mean if we restrict it to 29 units existing, that the owner is not going to improve to that density?
If the variance and the zoning change is approved, one of the conditions is that that road does need to be improved. It's consistent with the plan that they submitted.
And if the owner doesn't, it would be the responsibility of the village to force that. I mean, to push and, would come before administrative hearing, it could go further, but absent some other negotiation with the property. But it would probably have to come back here.
Yeah, and it'd be a change to the ordinance.
does anyone know where the fire was from the one in January 2024 in the park?
It was.
Number 3.
It was on the south side, about the fourth one,
Yeah.
third or fourth one.
Third
The south
one
side?
in.
Okay,
South side,
Mhm.
about the third or fourth one in.
Third one.
Third one in.
okay.
The garage. was one.
Yeah, right now there is a mobile home that was brought there without permission. It hasn't been hooked up and nobody should be living in it, but they did bring a mobile home there to replace it. So if you see a newer mobile home with the deck in front of it, that is where the fire was.
Yeah, I was just curious because, yeah, because I drove through there and some of those up the road definitely look way too close together. So that's why I was wondering where the fire was and lucky that it didn't spread to any others. If it was just as dense there.
The trailer on that.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
Was only
ma'am,
ground
if
floor.
you're gonna speak, you have to get up, come to the
Oh, I'm
podium
sorry.
and speak into the microphone. If the chairman wants to allow that.
Oh,
Would you like to share something additional?
well, I was just helping
What-
you understand.
Oh, no, it's okay. Thank you.
It's all on record and we all have to document who's saying what and have, you know. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion, comments, questions? I do want to clarify, so 29, so if anything were to happen within the next year, they would, or until the end of February 27, when they're supposed to have the road done and everything, they'd be able to replace up to 29.
No,
No?
no. As soon as if this gets approved by the board, at that point, we would not allow any new mobile homes to be brought to the park, even if they're just replacing mobile homes, unless it would not exceed that 26 limit.
Okay.
But the only reason any of the 29 would be removed is if they are uninhabitable. If the inspection proves that they are not safe to live in and they are beyond repair, or if there was a fire or some other disaster that destroyed that mobile home. That's the only reason the 29 that are there would have to be removed
Gotcha.
at any point.
And other than the one that was brought in without us knowing about it, do we know, are any of the other ones vacant now?
Well, there's a number of vacant sites because they have the 42 sites platted out on that plan. A lot of those are vacant.
We don't know if any of the units.
Yeah,
That's what I was wondering.
We're not sure, because we, part of the conditions are that we get a registry of who's living where, and, you know, whether it's owned by the owner of the park, or it's owned by the tenant, the person who lives there, or we now know there's a person who owns it.
Is the goal, I guess, if they ever get to 26, to spread them out more? Or are they just gonna stay?
Any new mobile homes that are brought in to replace one that's removed will need to comply with those setback requirements. Would have to be 20 feet away from other mobile homes and sheds, any other structures, and would have to be 5 feet away from that.
That won't
outside
happen unless
property
you move
line.
another one.
They'd have to be shifted around.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, that's what I,
The new one, we can only enforce it with the new one. It would have to be 20 feet away from other structures.
so there couldn't be a new one, because
There's
none of them are 20.
there's room on the north side,
Oh,
the
and different
north of the
sites.
road where there's,
Different sites, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Was there any discussion on the site map here for 21 through 23? It's up in it's on the map, it's the lower right-hand side, because those are super close to the fence, and there's an existing house there that's really close to the lot line too. So when we talk about, I know this is what the owner proposed, but is there anything that we can do to limit how close those are to that property?
Not unless they were removed and somebody wanted to replace one in that area.
And then,
Our suggestion is to let those remain where they are.
but they could still be 5 feet from the line as long as they were 20 feet from
From each other. Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. Do the commissioners agree with the findings of fact?
Yes.
Yeah.
I disagree with number 5 and 6. 5 is the proposed variation will not impair an adequate supply of light and air or to adjacent property or substantially increase the congestion. By agreeing to that. I agree that the current condition is that there's adequate space in there.
There's not currently, yes. Gotcha.
Stating his objection to the plan.
Okay. Got it. Was there additional
Other
with
than 5 and
or-
6, I agree with the rest.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. May we have a roll call vote, please, Mr. Secretary?
Commissioner Hankins,
No.
Commissioner Klinger is a yes. Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Gentry,
Yes.
Commissioner Danilovich,
Yes. So this will go forward with a positive recommendation to the Planning and Economic Development Committee meeting on November 3rd at 5:30. So now to discuss the rezone.
And Mr. Stubbs, whether it's you or someone else from the firm, someone should appear to present. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, may I have a motion to approve agenda item number 7, the zoning map amendment? Is there conditions on that one? Or is that-
No.
May I get a motion to approve agenda item number 7?
So moved.
And second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on the rezoning piece? Pretty straightforward, just aligning the zone,
Make
zoning
it
to match.
compliant.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, that's what we're making it compliant.
Yep, okay. Did the commissioners agree with the findings of fact?
Yes.
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 Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hankins,
No.
Commissioner Klinger is yes. Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Gentry,
Yes.
Commissioner Danilovich,
Yes, so again, Mr. Stubbs, this will move forward with a positive recommendation. Okay, next on the agenda, item.
And you guys are
Oh,
welcome to
yeah,
leave.
sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 8, ordinance number 4425, special use permit for warehousing in the commercial general district. May we have a staff report, please?
Yes, thank you. With the loss of Burlington and Big Lots from the town center, we really don't expect retail in this space going forward. The property owner, Jim Michelson, has plans to redevelop this space as separate tenant spaces for warehousing. Warehousing does require a special use permit in commercial general zoning. We already have other portions of the town center used as warehousing. And Mr. Michelson already has a couple of tenants lined up to use.
Excuse me. Stop.
Yeah.
If you could, can you take it out? Thank you so much.
Because Mr. Michelson already has a couple of tenants lined up to use this new warehousing space. Staff does recommend or does not expect this use to negatively impact the area. Of course, this is better than the building sitting vacant, and we recommend approval of the special use permit with conditions that the trucks shall not be driving on the roads in front of the mall on South Mall Drive or East Mall Drive. They should use Velocity Drive to get to the loading docks at the rear of the property. Also, there shall be no intercoms or outside amplified communication systems, and there shall be nothing stored outdoors. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a representative for the applicant?
James can answer questions if you have any.
Okay, is there any questions?
No.
Jim?
It occurred to me as what will be warehoused there? Are we talking about, hazardous things like fireworks or,
Not at all. So the spaces that are the former Big Lots and the former Burlington are going to be leased or have already been leased to Hennig. And so Hennig is using it to store materials for their backup generators. And these are mostly metal and insulation and electrical components. So nothing hazardous, nothing that I even think would be flammable for that matter.
when it was a mall,
Mhm.
there was a special area for offices and restrooms and stuff like that. And as far as I know, the individual vendors didn't have like plumbing facilities, sinks and things like that.
Correct.
If it's used for a warehouse, is it possible to retrofit that for warehousing?
Oh, yeah. It's actually, the entire space that was the interior of the mall was completely decommissioned. It was done many years ago, 15, 20 years ago, as the mall started to deteriorate and started to lose and gain in vacancies. The owners of the mall did that for tax purposes. They basically gutted the entire space, pulled the sprinklers, pulled everything. It was a vacant space. So were there spots in the floor where the utilities were or things in the ceiling? Absolutely. But that's all that's been covered up. It's completely retrofitted. You would not believe what this looks like, but Mr. Michelson has done to create firewalls, to put in sprinklers. The money that he has spent to retrofit this property has been pretty impressive, and it is safe. It's Izzy and myself have been through with inspectors. They are meeting the code requirements. It's pretty impressive.
Is there still certificate of occupancies that need to be done for warehouse and?
Yep, just finishing up, on some of those final punch list items, but yes. And also to finish answering your question, so I just addressed Big Lots in Burlington. PCI Pharmaceutical has another 100,000 square feet in addition to what used to be the Fifth Avenue, 7th Avenue, I can't remember the name of that retailer, that clothing retailer that's on the backside of the mall. They have that's about 50 or 60,000 square feet. They have that space as well. What they are storing is basically materials. PCI Pharmaceutical is manufacturing packaging for pharmaceutical products. So a lot of those aluminum plastic seal, pill packaging is what they have in those spaces.
Okay.
If I can,
Oh, yes, sir.
if I can piggyback on James's comments, I was there as well. And they've done a tremendous amount of remodeling and, I mean, and everything I asked for as a fire inspector, he complied with. So it's more than up to date. I mean, he spent a lot of money in there. So yeah, it's well prepared for anything that goes in there. And there are no hazardous materials in there.
Okay.
I don't know if that's appropriate or not.
You're fine. For public comment, Mr. Leone, did you want to have something to say here? Now that we have you on the right sheet.
I swore you in already, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You're still under oath.
Okay. I live on 150 Landing Gear, which is the first house across the street from the road on the west side of the mall. I bought the house back in 1999 when the mall was hopping, and I never had a problem with them functioning. I bought the house knowing all that. And then I was sent a letter saying that a office furniture warehouse was going to move into the mall on the backside there. Well, I don't know if Michelson's moved there or what transpired, but then I see PCI is using it, which is fine. And I'm really glad that we're making money, or that the place is not being run down, that it's not becoming a ghetto, because those kids were starting to spray paint them. So I'm really glad that things are moving along and somebody's making money and somebody's making it look better. However, my neighbor on 140 Landing Gear next to me, she has windows facing the mall. I don't. And then I have another neighbor across the street on 145 Landing Gear who has children, little kids, and we're all having a problem with all this noise coming from the mall. Anywhere from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning. There's lights being shown into the houses from the trucks. There's a lot of noise. I don't know if it's jake breaking or there's a lot of noise coming from the mall, especially I think from like PCI when they're loading trucks in the middle of the night. And there's also trucks that are exchanging their trailers instead of offloading the trucks. They're just changing trucks and the trailers. There's a lot of things that are going on there that are really noisy, and we are long-suffering people. We appreciate what's being done, so we didn't want to throw a wrench in the whole mechanism. But it has come to the point that somebody's got to put a stop to this. Either somebody's got to bring it to attention, not to respect noise ordinance from 10 o'clock to 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, whatever the law says, because right there is the Wild West right now. And that's a big concern for me now, even making it worse, with bringing more business in there. Like I said, I'm happy, that business is taken care of there, that somebody's making money, that we're making the place look better, but noise ordinances exist for a reason. We cannot enjoy our homes, cannot sleep. We couldn't open up our windows in the summer at night because of all the noise, and so I just want something to be done about it. So that's my two cents worth. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comment.
You're welcome.
Okay, next up then, that's the end of public comment on this one. And then to open up for discussion, can I have a motion to approve agenda item number 8 with conditions?
So made.
And second? Second. In discussion.
So is there a noise ordinance?
There is a noise ordinance between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. We always advise people to call the non-emergency police number when the noise is happening. And they determine whether it's above and beyond what's reasonable, for that time. But I spoke with a woman earlier today, who I assume is one of your neighbors. Yes, and she had the same concern about the noise early in the morning. I did not realize that was an issue until I spoke with her, or I may have added a condition to address when they should be operating back there. But
Could I add something, please? Would it be okay?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman. So engine braking is not acceptable in that area. And if that is happening, we will certainly contact anyone who's a tenant back there and advise them that they cannot do that. Hearing tow motors or backup alarms, unfortunately, some of those alarms are required by OSHA, and I hear you that they make a beep sound. There are other alternatives to those backup alarms. We can certainly talk to the tenants. We don't have any ownership stake in the mall. We've just worked closely with Mr. Michelson to redevelop the mall because it's, as you heard, it was vacant and it was becoming an eyesore, and there were break-ins and all sorts of vandalism. And so we feel like we've made positive steps, and obviously the market has chosen that the use for the most appropriate use for the mall is for warehousing. We get that there is an impact to you. So that's why we have this process. That's why we go through a special use permit, so that steps can be taken to mitigate the impact on you. So if the commission would like to add conditions regarding noise controls shall be put in place, I'm sure Mr. Michelson will, he's been willing to work with us throughout the duration of this process. I'm sure his tenants have been, the village happened to own JCPenney at one point in time and actually leased space to PCI Pharmaceutical. They were incredibly easy to work with. I'm sure they don't even know that they're impacting your quality of life. So I think if you want to condition it, however you want to condition it, we'll make sure that that those impacts are mitigated. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, James.
Could I direct my question?
Yes.
There's oodles of space back there, and rather than try and regulate the noise, wouldn't it be preferable to put a landscape berm back there that would buffer the commercial activity from the residential?
I think what would end up happening is based on how, I don't know if would you mind putting an aerial up? How that lays out, the buffer to what's happening is the Xperity property. And so Xperity is not part of this application, so it's hard to ask for an improvement on Xperity's property to mitigate this. Yeah, I'm gonna point, thank you, Izzy. There is on the JCPenney property, there was a previously granted special use permit for PCI, and they're using this truck dock. Obviously, there'll be docks that are used here and here, and even to get back into the 7th Avenue, 5th Avenue, there are docks that are here. So it's hard to, this is the Xperity property, it's hard to do anything on their property without their permission. They need all of that parking. They have asked to retain all that parking. In fact, they also own land out here that they've kept as kind of an overflow for their parking. So I'm sorry, I'm not sure that that's a viable option.
One question I had was, there is a bunch of trailers out there. Are they allowed to have the trailers out parked there?
It's really up to the property owner to request that they not be parked there
Okay,
because it's private property.
okay. I wasn't sure if there was any kind of requirements on our side for that. Any other discussion? Do you guys want to consider any noise amendments or anything?
I think at minimum, we should have them posted anyway. Maybe post the signs around there. I don't know what they would say, except 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. or whatever it is.
Carrie, do you feel comfortable drafting a brief noise-related condition?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take some input on, you think just having signs posted reminding?
It's a start. I don't know what else we can do to, like I say.
Well, the post sign saying you can't have noise, you'd have to have a condition that says you can't have noise.
Right.
So,
But what is the condition? What does the ordinance say now?
The noise ordinance?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it says. It's a police issue, but I know the hours are between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. and-
there's an actual decibel level, isn't there, James? In the,
Yeah, no decibel level necessarily. I'm pulling up the section on nuisance noise here.
Well, because I'm wondering if the fix for that is to just make sure that the residents know to call the non-emergency number
I see.
and to handle it based on the existing ordinances that we already have in place, rather than doing something additional onto this one.
Yeah, well, I don't mean to create a new one, but just make sure they're aware of the noise ordinance. You know what I mean? Maybe he doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know they can't.
Maybe it's
They can't
education
move
all
trucks
around
at
with
midnight, or, you know what I mean? Because sometimes that's what they do. Some of these drivers drive all night and.
Yeah, I mean, I could put an extra condition just saying the user shall be aware of the noise ordinance.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just that simple. Maybe that's all we need to awareness.
Do we need a condition for that, or is that just some working with the property owner that James could share that information so that they are aware of that?
We could do it either way. I mean, though with the ordinance, that would be like codified. Hey, you look here, you knew about this noise ordinance, and they might say they weren't aware of a phone conversation, but we can point to the ordinance and say, no, we referenced it right here in your approval.
Mr. Chair, can I ask James another question?
Yes, go ahead.
I know there's loading docks between the buildings, but who's got the loading docks outside of that? Is it just the storage place?
When you say outside of that, you mean?
You know, usually the buildings block that noise, but yeah.
Up here? So this loading dock is, I think it's just gets you into the self-storage facility.
Okay,
now.
so there's no trucks moving there.
There's no trucks. Well, I take
What's-
that back. There is a truck here. There is an access here to get into this building. So yes, there is.
But that's storage unit, right?
No,
No,
it's a weird little jog.
What's the
Yeah, this
dark
is
one?
It's a notch.
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about, is the dark one. The white top is the inside storage.
This is where PCI is.
Oh, that's where it is.
Okay.
Okay.
And there is a.
There is one dock out there.
Yes, sir.
And that would be the one that's directly facing
Probably the one causing trouble.
landing gear.
And if that's the dock that's an issue, that dock would not function for this special use, for these additional warehousing, isn't that right? Because that's just for the PCI, that's
Right.
completely separate property.
Separate from this one.
Oh, that's a different, yeah.
So it may be an issue of us communicating with the tenant to say, hey.
Yep.
please,
Overall.
Be aware of the
Yeah.
noise.
The overall.
They should not be engine braking, and if that happens, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that they should not be. There's no reason to. They're not. It's not like they're going 50, 60 miles an hour here. There's no reason to engine brake.
Right.
Okay, then what I'm hearing is that because it's a different property, we do not need to put any kind of amendments on the
Just as written.
on the conditions. It is as written. Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. Do the commissioners agree with the findings of fact?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Gentry,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Hankins,
Yes.
Commissioner Klingler's yes, Commissioner Danilovich.
Yes, so this will go forward with a positive recommendation to the Planning and Economic Development Committee meeting on November 3rd. Okay, next up on the list, annual meeting.
Yeah.
Agenda item. Thank you
Fine.
all for letting me serve for 2 years, and I'm happy to be stepping down, and then you guys can vote for somebody else now.
Yep, so Jonathan's already done his 2 consecutive terms as chair, so we need somebody to nominate a new chair.
So we need a motion to appoint a new chair.
A motion to approve a new chair?
Second.
No.
No, I don't think I'm asking.
Somebody needs to
Since
make a
Dan
motion
isn't
with a
here.
name attached to it.
Do we have a motion to appoint a new chair?
So made.
You gotta say somebody.
Oh.
Appoint somebody.
I would have liked to
You wanna
appoint
appoint yourself?
Jay Alms.
I'll second
Is there a
that one.
second?
Can I second? I can second, right?
Yes, you can.
I can second that.
You can just do all those in favor too.
All those in favor?
Where's the button?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Congratulations, Jay. You're the new chairman of the planning and zoning.
I'm honored. I'm honored.
Is this your second term?
At least, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's done it before.
Because before it, I don't think there was any break.
No.
It was just,
Yeah.
you keep going.
Oh, really?
And when you were there, you kept going.
So then, do we need what about Jim's position?
Yeah, Jim has only been vice chair for 1 term now.
Okay.
Oh,
He could do a second
So you
term
do a second term.
but you guys still need to vote on that.
So do we need, somebody needs some, motion?
I will make a motion that Jim continues.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
And then secretary. Shane's
Yeah.
already done his 2, right?
That's right.
I would like to nominate Tim Gentry. See how-
Ooh, I will second that.
Consequences.
Did we get a second? We did.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations, Tim, the new Mr.
Thank you
Secretary.
very much.
Anything else having to do with the annual meeting then? Okay. Any other business? Any additional public comment? Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion. So made.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.